Hi, my name is Leigh Poindexter. I'm a 5th grade teacher in Charleston, West Virginia, and I'm here today to talk to you about Clubhouse Mysteries, Lost in the Tunnel of Time. This story is about a group of young boys who call themselves the Black Dinosaurs because they always find some sort of adventure. In this story, they figure out that their school was built on top of the Underground Railroad. So they go into what that means. They go into the tunnel, and you have to read to see how their adventure takes a spooky turn. Text structure is often a really hard concept for students to grasp, but in this book, you see good examples of chronological order as well as problem solution. One lesson that you could teach with this book would be story elements. The characters are ever changing and dynamic. They're very different as well. This book would be great to talk about character feelings, traits, and actions because each character of the Black Dinosaurs, they're totally different in their own ways. For example, Rashawn is very reserved, and Ziggy is definitely the opposite. He's very bold, in charge, and loud. Your students could also use a Venn diagram to compare and contrast two different characters and how they deal with conflict throughout the story. Another thing you could teach with this book would be foreshadowing, because there's something important that is mentioned at the beginning of the book that definitely comes way more important at the end. A great lesson to pull from this book would be point of view. Mrs. Powell's students are tasked with coming up with the point of view of a slave or someone who's helped a slave through the Underground Railroad. The students had to think about how those people felt and what they saw and what they heard, and they had to come up with their own description of what they think that would be like. I think this story could really help my students increase their writing skills because it gives us such an example of great descriptive language. You feel like you're in the story sometimes. You feel like you know the characters. So I feel like if my students could take that writing style and put it into their own writing and their own essays, I think they could really improve as writers. What I hope my students take away from this story would definitely be a love for storytelling, the importance of friendship, and how essential it is to have a loving, supportive community around you. As a teacher, I think there are so many lessons that we could pull from this book to help our students learn and grow. From my classroom library to yours, I hope your students love this book as much as mine did.